We had this thought that maybe the internet was killing societies. The purpose of his book was to show that Britain is not a broken society. Over the last decade, societies have increased their membership. But the pertinent point is, he was saying the internet, in actual fact, has benefits societies, because the method of communication in the old days, if you've got 35 members or 25 members, and you wanted, apart from the meeting itself, you wanted to contact them, you went on the telephone, you wrote a letter, or whatever. Now you do an email, put in, group, press the button, and you've communicated, and he's proving the point that, okay, neighbourliness and sort of little communities like that, are less sort of common. But the very fact that we all move about in our jobs, it's a very much more.
That's right. Well, we've got people from Ipswich coming into our society, and they come from Hunstanton, they come from all over, don't they?
Thetford.
Yeah,
Wyndham,
so if they're interested, Yarmouth.
Yeah, so I think the basis of what we're saying is we are a strong society with, quite a broad spectrum of subjects of numismatics. But what about the actual numbers? You've mentioned in the past there were you had 90 members. So now we've got 25. Well, on the face of it, that might sound thing with collectors. It can be the thing, I want this one, so I've got it in the box, what's the next one? And then you don't look at this one for 2 or 3 years. But if you're doing the research for the cameos or the talks, you have to go through, and if you've got a subject like the Commonwealth, where you're going from the 1700s right up to the present day, you've really got to look.
That's right,
and it keeps the whole thing fresh in your mind.
Yeah, this is where I find medals so interesting, because buying a medal is the easy bit. You've then got to research the man behind the medal, and it can take months to get all the information from the Public Record Office, off the internet.
Yeah.
In fact, some research projects I've been going on for a couple of years now, and I've got to get down to Imperial War Museum to get the final research.
But I think you do need to often allow yourself a couple of years for research, because we're not sitting down every day. But so will you go to the Public Records Office? Where else do you go?
I've got to go down to the Imperial War Museum. We can get a lot of stuff now off the internet.
Yeah.
Compare subscription to one of the ancestral sites, X amount per year, and you can get loads of information.
Most sort of sites, they're researching their family trees, and they can come to our society and find out how we do it. And so that's another reason for them to join societies like ours.
But the research is quite exciting, isn't it? I mean, to get a new piece of knowledge is as exciting as getting a new coin.
Definitely.
But I think the whole thing of seeking out the coins and looking for them and finding them is one of the sort of exciting bits, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you can talk about them and show them to people, it's nice.
I've got a swimming medal to Mr. Churchill.
Oh, right, which Churchill?
I don't know which one it is yet.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. And I had a sort of...
I can't imagine Winston doing much swimming.
Yeah, I had an Olympic medal years ago to W.C. Grace. Goes back hundreds of years for that.
My only concern about membership is we aren't attracting younger members. So I think that might not particularly appeal to younger people to join a society.
Yeah, but the strange thing is, if I said to you, when did you start collecting? What age were you?
About 6 or 7.
Yeah, exactly. So
I didn't join the society until I was about 40.
Yeah, but that really sums up a lot of what is happening, except what the consensus of opinion is that people start to join societies when they're about 50. So I think basically what happens, it's not so a lack of interest in the subject, it's the fact that people are busy with careers and families and all this sort of thing. So there is less time to go off to societies. But getting to the 50s, the families have gone, disposable income might be higher. I know when we bought the hotel, the disposable income went from not too bad to nothing, but then
I think our society is quite interesting in that you've got different people from different backgrounds who've done different jobs, and we all come together through a common interest in numismatic coins and medals.
But I mean, we're not...
That's quite interesting. Yeah.
But to some degree, people might think, well, these societies are a bit fuddy-duddy, but we're not all. I mean, I'm over 60. Are you over 60?
Only just.
Just over 60. But you're certainly not 16. You know, with the new members, you know, some of those are under 50. But getting back to the point that we started collecting as children, I think the worry is that the children now have got so many things to do, to think, you know,
computers won't about them.
Yeah, but I've got a little 4-year-old great nephew, and we're trying to get him interested in coins. But
yeah, I mean,
I
think there are a lot of kids who are interested in history. If they were shown coins, that sparks their imagination. It certainly did with me. My father worked on a building site where there were Roman remains, and he brought a couple of Roman coins home. And I was just fascinated with those, and that set me off. My imagination started working, and that's what set me off on my interest in coins.
We had a little member who was 12 years and years ago, and he started coming, and then I think he lost his job or something, and then he stopped coming, and then about 5 or 6 years ago he came back to it. You know, so people come in and out as well. You know, depending on their career and what they're doing at the time. Sometimes they get married, and you wouldn't believe it. You know, that seems to take precedent over coins and medals.
No.
I think the thing about a hobby like coins and medals is that you can devote to it exactly how much time you want to. You know, if you've got to spare half an hour and you fancy looking at something you collect, you can get it out and put it away. And you know, it doesn't answer your back. You can look at it and think it's a very interesting object. It's an inanimate object.
But I mean, although we're not really into investment, it is a form of collecting that at the end of 10 or 20, 30 years, there is a residual value. Such, you know, if you play golf or, you know, collect something with no particular value. I mean, so at least the family know that
but over sort of 20, 30 years, they only go up. It's a bit like people say that with the stock market, but you know, you have to sort of collect them over a long time.